Another day has passed and it's time to peel the fiberglass. Just like that. There you have it. Lovely little bits of backing plate. So I will put these pieces in the hole, a little bit of thickened epoxy to adhere them, and then clamp them. And that will provide a support to replace the plug. I might get to that tonight, I might not. I'm also working on the bilge pump. When last we videoed, I was in the middle of wiring the thing, and I looked at the video that I captured of wiring it, and basically you get to stare at the back of my head for 40 minutes, so I thought I'd show you what I've accomplished without being quite so boring. Come have a look. This isn't very pretty at the moment, simply because I am sorting out how to wire the switch. I've got the diagram right here, which I'm attempting to follow, and I've wired in the float switch, the manual auto switch, and the bilge pump itself in a very haphazard, temporary fashion, just to make sure that I've got it installed properly, or wired properly. Once I know that the wiring is okay, I will move the pump down into the bilge. I will route the wires properly up in behind, and hopefully not add excessively to the rat nest that is currently in there. I've also bought some wood for the panel that will mount this. It's going to be a nice piece of oak. I went looking for something in plywood with a veneer finish on it that would match the teak wood, and they didn't have anything, so I bought solid oak, and I will laminate that together and then fit it where the old panel came out. That should look nice. In the meantime, it's time to continue working on this. I needed to get some, these are called disconnects. Those are heat shrink disconnects. And I got some stacking disconnects. I need the stacking ones for the senders on the engine. Over time they've been corroded and gotten a little bit weak, and I need these ones for this project here. I need to wire the power, and I need to wire this guy in a proper fashion. So that's what I'm about to do.
I apologize for all the engine noise. It's actually my generator. On the boring boy there's no power. My generator is running, which is making all the racket. But I thought I'd show you how I'm doing my wiring. I'm replacing the lead on the old bus here. Replacing the black one. Black should not be hot. And I'm putting these ring connectors on. This spade connector on one end and this ring connector on the other. These are heat shrinkable, so once they're permanently fixed with a crimper, you can shrink them. And then the insulating stuff shrinks down and forms an adhesive seal which provides some waterproofing, some corrosion proofing, and a better connection. So I know it's not necessary, but I like to do it with my soldering iron. I tin the wire first, and all the strands are nicely connected. And then I put the wire into the connector so you can see how much of that end bit I need to cut off. It's too long. I want to make it just right. So you apply the snips, and so you apply the snips here. And and you can see the wire is the same length of the collar that it's going to, like this collar it's going into. So push that in there. Use my crimper. The collar has a separation. I like to press the smooth side against the knob. It's going to give it a good squeeze. And there we have a connector. Now I'll show you how the heat shrink works. I know it's a very compelling video, and you'll hear my generator getting louder as I turn this thing on, but it's kind of cool to watch. There you have it. 2 connectors nicely sealed and secure. This is the tiny bus bar that I'm using to keep things neat and organized rather than use the butt connectors to form a solid wire. In the future, if the bilge pump breaks or the switch, it's a simple matter to undo a couple of screws and pull the wire out, where if I had to use butt connectors or solder, it would be difficult and require more butt connectors and maybe more wire and solder to get things back together. Typically, when things break is when you need them, so the last thing you need is when the bilge pump breaks is to be scrounging for connectors. So these connectors are ridiculously expensive. These are the desk connects I bought, and that's the Canadian dollar price for 3 of them. So that makes them, what, $3.30 each, which is stupid. This ring connector I bought online. I bought a bulk pack of 50 connectors for about the same price as the disconnects. It's considerably different. However, the ring connector is too big for the block. I think that's a number 10 screw that the block is made for. So I cheated. I grabbed a file and I filed down the edges of the connector. Now it fits perfect. Just like that. So in theory, when I connect this block up to the manual side of the switch, we should be able to press the switch, and we should hear the bilge pump come on.